Hello everyone, welcome to Everest Technologies. In the previous video, we have created our backend using PHP and database using MySQL. So in this video, we are going to create our front end. And to create our front end, we're only using our Flutter and GetX. So I have my emulator up and running and I have run my application in it. I also have our XT file, so which we have created our design, and I have our backend, so we can take reference from here. So let's get started with our project. First of all, I will add some of the dependencies. So for that, we can type ctrl shift and p and add dependency, and we can source our dependency here. The first dependency that we are going to use is http, and the second dependency will be obviously getX. Get. So the third dependency will be our Flutter, Slidable, and we also need font awesome Flutter. So we have successfully added our dependency. So we can verify our dependencies here. So we also need a dependency shared preference. Add dependency shared preference. So we will also add some of the dependency later in the video. For now, let's get started with our project. So for this, I will create a subfolder in our lib directory. So it will be screens. I'll create another folder. It will be controllers for our GetX, and we will also have models and widgets. Similarly, utils. So in the screens folder, I will create another subfolder auth, and I will create a file login screen.dart. So we will design our login screen first. So for that, I'll go to our main.dart. First of all, let's set up our Git package. So I'll remove all of the comments here, and we will also delete this. We'll don't need that, and our home will be login screen, and we will use our Git material app provided by the Git. So for this, it will be this much. We can see that our login screen is visible here. So let's design. As we have our XT file over here, we will be copying some of the widgets from here. So first of all, I will copy my to-do. So I have a plugin named XT to Flutter. So from this plugin, I can extract my widget directly from the XT. So I just have to select the widget and copy selected. So at first, I will use single child scroll view. The child will be column and children. So inside children, I'll paste my widget that we have just copied from XD. So let's save this and check our screen. So we have our text field over here. So we have used Poppins font in our XD. So we will also be using that in our project. For that, I will add a Poppins font folder over here. So I have copied a folder fonts. So we have our .ttf file, font file over here. So let's make some changes in our popscript.yml file. So over here, we'll be refactoring some of the code. First of all, let me uncomment this part. So our font family will be Poppins, and our fonts will be And in the assets, we will provide the path to our .ttf file. So for this, our fonts over here, it will be Poppins regular.ttf, Poppins bold.ttf, and Poppins semibold.ttf. So I will also create, now I'll go to our main.dart file, and over here inside the theme data, I will provide our font is a font family will be Poppins. So I will close our application and open again. So I have restarted my application and we can see that. So I'll go to my login screen. And I think we also don't need this. So here, so our application is up and running again. So we can see that our font is applied here. So I'll go to our login screen here and let's create our text form fields. So for that, I will click over here and export the widget, and over here I'll paste it. Here in the child, it will be let's go from here, select this and copy selected, paste. So let's save this and let's make some tweaks over here. So in the container, we'll need some padding. Will be as insert dot symmetrical vertical. I think we don't need vertical because we will be using the text form field and it's have padding in default. So horizontal, I will need, I guess, 20. So I'll copy the text style only because we'll need this to style of int in text and text form field. Decoration will be input decoration, and here hint text will be email for now, and hint style will be the style from the text that we have just copied. So let's save this and we can see that our widget is taking shape. I will also need something like border input border dot none, so the line is moved from here. So it is working fine, and we will be using this text field in many places. So let's make it a separate widget. For this, I'll copy our container. Let's copy this, and in the widgets, I will create a new file, custom text field dart. So here, custom text field. Let's import our material, and in the container, I will paste our code and save this. So in login screen, I don't need this code. I will import custom text field and save, so we can see that it is still working. I can copy another one and we can see that we are using our code over here. But for this, we will need to do some changes, like I will accept some values over here. So final string int, final bool obscure text, final text editing controller will be nullable, and final text input type keyboard type, it will be this much for this, and let's require this dot hint required this dot obscure text So this dot controller and this dot keyboard type equals to text input type dot text will be our default value for that. So over here in the form field, we will need our controller, obscure text, keyboard type, and our hint text will be hint, and remove this constant and save. So we have some error here because we have some required fields over there. Our hint is required. Obscure text, sorry. So our obscure text will not be required because it will be false by default. So this was for now. For the password, I will need password, and obscure text will be true. Let's save this, and so it's not refreshing. Debug console, try perform error. Okay, so let's restart our application. So in the meantime, I will provide some size box. Height will be 120 for now, and size box height will be 50. Let's go 50. So let's the difference between the two text will be 10, and for the button will let's go 20. Let's save this, and we can see that it's taking some shape. We will give padding to our whole column, so it will be wrapped with a padding. So let's give it 10. So it's look much better now. So let's get 15 now. So it's really okay. So for our button, let's go to our XT file. Let's click over here and copy. Let's paste. So yes, container cannot have a constant. So I'll remove the constant over here and save our application. So inside the children, we will have a text, and the text will be, so let's click on text, login, copy selected, and paste over here. Let's save this, and we can see that our login is here. So we need our login over here, and we'll go to our column, cross-axis alignment dot start. Let's save this, but we can see that our my TODO is also in the left side. We will need this in our center. So for that, let's wrap our text in align. So align text parameter alignment dot center. So our text is in the center and our button is in left. So let's give some padding. Let's go to soft wrap. We need some wrap. Let's give some padding for the container. It will be padding is insist dot symmetrical, and vertical will be 10, horizontal 20. So it's look much better. So for our don't have an account part, let's select this and copy selected and paste over here. Let's save this. We can see our text is here. Let's give some spacing. So copy and paste. Save this. And for the button part, we will also extract our button into the another widget. So for that, I will create a new file inside the widgets, custom button dart custom button. Let's import the material for this. let's go to our login screen and copy the container. Copy and let's paste it over here. Save this. I will remove this and import our custom button. So we have our design over here. So for the custom button, we will need our text label here. So I'll accept it. Final string label and final function on pressed. So it is a button, so it will also have a on pressed. So required this dot label required this dot on pressed, and I will copy this container. I will cover this container with widget inkwell. So inkwell have parameter on tab. So on tab we will also give on pressed. In the label we will give our label. Sorry, label, and it is a variable. So, and here it is the parameter label will be login. On pressed will be an empty function for now, and it cannot be a constant. So let's remove this constant and let it save. So let's restart our application. So as our application is restarted, so let me create another file. Sign up screen.dart. So it will be same as our login screen. We will be using mostly same thing. So I'll copy our override from login and so sign up screen and paste the override over here. Let's save this. Let's import some of our widgets and let's save this. So as we have login and sign up, let's configure our route with the GetX. For that, I will create a file routes.dart, and in the routes.dart I'll create a class get routes. So I will have a static constant string login and sign up for now. So let's get home also. Home. Save this, and we will have a static const list of get page. So I'll give it the name of routes equals to, it will be an array of get page. So let's import our login screen, our sign up screen, and we don't have our home screen yet, but we will add that in the later videos. So the name will be getroutes.login and getroutes.signup. So I think we won't have a constant here. Let's save this. We will go to our main.dart. Here we will not be having this home. We will have our initial route. So it will be getroutes.login and the pages will be getroutes.routes. So get pages is a list of get pages. Let's save and refresh our application. So we are redirected to the login. It's over here. So let's navigate from login to sign up using GetX. So in the login screen, I will go to our sign up expand. So over here, we will have a recognizer. It will be app gesture recognizer, and it will have dot on tab equals to its a function. So the tab gesture recognizer cannot be constant. So let's remove this and save. And in the on tab sign up, let's get dot to named. It will be get routes dot sign up. Let's save this. Let's give it a try. So it's not working because let's refresh our application. Let's click in our sign up. So we are redirected to the sign up. So in the sign up, well, let's make some changes. So I go to the sign up and I will remove the access search over here. It will be over 50, I guess. So my TODO is same. Let's give it 30, and we will have a name, address, contact, email, password, and a confirm password. Confirm password. So login will be sign up, and don't have an account will be already have an account, login. And we will redirect our user to, let's copy this from here to here. Let's import this. It cannot be a constant, so let's remove that. Let's import our get. Let's import our get route. It will be like this. Let's save this. So we have our design here. We will need some spacing over here. Save. Yeah, it's working fine. Let's click login. It's not working because we need to restart the application. Let's go to the sign up and let's go back to the login. Oh, sorry, it's not working because we have to be login. Okay. So login. Let's refresh again. So let's go to the sign up and let's go back to the login. So it's working. Now we will create our home screen design. For that, let's create a file. Over screens, I will create a subfolder home, and inside the home I will create home screen dot dart. So let's create it home screen, and in the home screen we will design something like this. For that we will need a app bar with the style. So for that, app bar, and the title will be our text. Let's save this and let's configure our route. So for that, I'll go to our route for Dart. I will create another get page. It will be of type home and our home screen. Let's save this and refresh. So our application is refreshed. So I'll go to our login screen and temporarily I'll add get dot to named get routes dot home for now. So let's save this. Let's click on pressed and we are on our home screen. So to change the app bar color, I will go to our main.dart. So inside the theme data, I will write app bar theme. App bar theme will be of background color. Sorry. Background color will be colors dot white, and the title style will be text style color dot black. Let's save this, and we can see our to-do here. So in the login screen, I will write of all named. So let's go back, login. So we have our to-do over here. So I will need a plus icon. So for the plus icon, inside the app bar, after the text, I will have an action. I will have a icon button. So on pressed into function, in the icon, I will have a FA icon, bottom icons dot plus. Save this, and the color will be colors dot black. So we can see our plus button here. Let's create our other design. For that, we will have a search. So in the search bar, for the search bar, I'll create a separate text field for the search. Custom search dot. So it will be mostly same is the custom text field. Let's copy the container part. Let's go to search, STL, custom search. Let's import our country material. Let's paste it, and we will not be having any of these. Our hint will be search. Let's save this, and the only thing that we need here will be file function of type string with parameter string on changed. So it will be required this dot on changed. Let's save this. I will also need here on changed. On changed will give us some string value. So on changed. Yeah. Let's save this. I'll go to the home screen. So in the home screen, I will write column children. So let's give some padding to the column. For that, padding and 10. So here I will have our custom search. So on changed, I'll take a value and do nothing for now. Size box of height 30, and I will have expanded for our list. So for that, we'll have our column have some children, and list dot generate. Let me make some 8. So it will be our to-do tile, to-do tile dot to list. So let's create our to-do tile here. To-do tile. Let's save this. So we have our to-do tile here. And in the container, for the container, I'll go over here. I'll copy the only container, copy this and paste it over here. So in the container, we will not be having stack. I will remove this widget. So we'll have a container, and for child we will have a column children. So in the children we will have title, this title, copy title, paste, comma, software. Let's note that. And in our description, let's copy that also and paste it over here. Let's save this. So we can see that it is here. So our container will have a width of media query dot of context dot size dot width. So it is having the width. So I will wrap our column with a widget single child scroll view. So for that it will have a scroll, and our column it will be cross-axis alignment dot start. Save this. So we have this here, and I'll give some padding. Sorry, as insist dot symmetrical vertical I'll give 10, and horizontal I'll give 20. So it will be this, and for the margin only, and we will provide for bottom with 10. Save this. You can see some margin and it's looking great. So we also need a slidable over here to edit and delete. So for that I'll go over here and I'll wrap our TODO with a widget, and the name of the widget will be Slidable. So Slidable takes some parameters. So it will have, so the Slidable takes index and pane. So it will be action pane, and it will take children. Children will be slidable actions. Slidable actions. So on pressed we'll initialize that later. And let's remove the constant from here. And we'll also need motion. So motion constant scroll motion. So let's constant here. We will accept a context, and here let's, so it will also take background color. Background color will be colors dot red. Foreground color it will be colors dot white. We'll take an icon, and it will be font or some icons dot trash, trash, and label will be delete. Let's copy this and paste over here, comma. So background color will be, let's say, here. This will be our background color. So for that, color 0xFF and paste color. Save this. and the white it will be pencil, and date will be edit. Let's save this and let's paste. We can see our delete and edit is here. And with this, we have completed our design portion for the TODO application.